Welcome to the IT3 Introduction to Google Workspace training. In this video, we will go over Google Sheets, Forms, and Chat. We will walk through how using these tools can help increase productivity and collaboration in your day-to-day. Now let's begin our introduction to Google Sheets. Just like other Google Workspace applications, we can access Sheets from the waffle. Once you get into your Google Sheets, you can open a blank spreadsheet or view your most recent ones. Google Sheets is a great way to organize data, project tracking, assignment tracking, or organizing your ideas. Let's go through a Google Sheet that I've already started. In this Google Sheet, I've begun entering information for the training topics that have been requested from different teams. I want to make this look a bit better. The top row should stand out, as these are the title or the headings for my data. I'm going to make this bold, change the font size. I also want to align them to be in the center. Hit align and center. As you can see in B1, the heading of this column does not fit in the full cell. I'm going to select to wrap the cell or text wrapping. I'm going to select both of these and then click on text wrapping. Wrap text. Wrap text is a feature in Google Sheets that automatically adjusts the row height to display the full contents of the cell. This means that the cell adjusts to display the full cell content and nothing is spilling over to other cells. I now want to select vertical align and have the headings in the middle of the cell. If I want to make a cell wider or smaller, I will simply put my cursor on the line on the cell and scoot it over. So now the columns are wider. I would like to center all of my information. I also want to enter a total. I want to know how many trainings were requested. To do so, I'm going to first type the equal sign and then sum because I want to know the sum of all the cells. We can see that Google Sheets automatically collects our information because we're going to go from B2 to B14. Click on that and then automatically it will create that sum for us. So we now know we have 122 requests. When viewing your data, you also may need to sort and filter. To do so, we're going to highlight our columns that we want to add a filter. After selecting the filter, we can now see that there are a filter on our heading columns. By clicking on it, we can now see how we can sort our information. If I want to see only the people that requested Google trainings, I can select clear to remove the checks and then scroll through and select the ones that are not Google related and then hit OK. I can now see these are the trainings that are not Google related. To clear that, I'll just select the filter again, clear, select all, and OK. If we'd like to sort by training and see the most requested trainings first, select Sort Z to A, and then we will see this was our most requested training, and we have one for Other, which is the least requested. To remove the filter, highlight your cells again, and then click the filter. Now let's really have this stand out. We've selected our data, and now I'm going to head to borders. When you click on borders, you can select if you just want an outer border, all border, or inner borders. I would like all borders. After clicking that, we can now see the border for each cell. I'm going to fill the color for this cell here. I want to make this green just a bit lighter. By adjusting the cell color and the font size, and adding borders, we can really make that data pop. Let's make this data into a chart. I'm going to copy my chart, go to Insert, Chart, and we'll now see this chart editor box over on the right. We can have this as a pie chart and see that most people did request Google Drive, or we can select to have different charts, such as a bar chart, where the bars can go horizontally or vertically. As we make adjustments to our data, we will see that the chart automatically updates. To edit the chart, right-click, and you can change the chart. We can change the style again, where the editor opens up. To change the title, click on the title, type in your new title, and then you will now see that on your chart. If we want to change the color of the bar, we'll select Series, Fill Color, and then select the color we want to see. To resize the chart, select the corners and drag it to the desired length. Just as in other Google Workspace applications, you can share your sheet. When you select Share, you will see all the people that already have access to your document. At any point in time, you can select the drop-down, change ownership, remove access, or the access that they already have. I'm going to remove this person's access, and this person will now just be a viewer. And you will see that you are the owner. If you want people to be able to view your data or view a doc or sheet or slide at any point in time, but you don't want them to have access to change it, head down here to General Access. Switch that to JCPS, Jefferson County Public Schools. You'll see anyone in this group with the link can view. So that means they're a viewer. If we want them to have edit access, we would change them to editor or commenter. Right now, we just want them to be able to view. If you want someone to be able to comment and give feedback for your document, sheet, or slide, make them a commenter. As you can see here, if this document is not searchable, you cannot find it by searching in Drive. You can only find it if someone has the link. These sharing rules are the same for docs, sheets, and slides. So for now, anyone with the link can comment. I'm going to select copy link, and I'm going to send this in a Google chat to my colleagues to view the data. And then I'm going to select done. To collaborate in Google Sheets, you can share out your sheet. As you share and make your sheet editable for other people on your team and colleagues, you will see when they are in a cell their name along with a highlighted cell. Each person will have a different color. This way you can see who is making what adjustments in real time. Now let's make a new spreadsheet to help organize an event. In our A1 cell, we're going to type in end of the year party. It's also what we will title the spreadsheet. This time, instead of wrapping this header, I'm going to merge and center. What this means is I'm going to select 3 cells and combine that into one big cell and then center the text. So I'm going to select the 3 cells that I want to merge together, and then I'm going to head over to merge cells. You can also, by selecting the down arrow, you can merge horizontally and unmerge the cells. And I've also centered that text. Now we're going to make it bold and increase the font. I'm now going to create a large sign-up sheet to know what people are going to bring to this party. Since what you are bringing spills over, we can wrap the text or select the 2 and merge the cells. Let's adjust that color. I forgot to add a column allowing someone to RSVP. To insert a new column, I'm going to select the B column, right-click, and I'm going to insert a column to the left. You can also insert a column to the right, delete the column, or clear the contents. I'm going to select for it to go to the left. Next, I'm going to share this out with everyone. I'm going to select Share, adjust to JCPS. Now anyone with the link can edit, which means they can add their own name. Copy the link, hit done. To make this a little easier on everyone, we're going to add some drop downs. Select drop down. We now see on the right hand side a new box that's going to help us to create our drop down options. Our first option is going to be they can't go, attending, which means they'll be coming. And then we can add another. We'll select the color again. And so we now have these 3 options. Hit done. So now we will see this little drop down. If we want to add more, we're going to select the little circle on the corner of the cell, and we're going to click, hold, and drag down. We will now see the drop down in all of those cells. When they select the drop down arrow, they will see the 3 answers. Anyone with editing access can edit that or create more. We can now enter the names of the people coming to the party. Now that we've entered everyone who's been invited to the party to the list, we can sort alphabetically if we'd like. By selecting the cells, create a filter, we're going to select name, and we're going to sort A to Z. So we will now have them alphabetized. As we send this out, it'll be easier for everyone to find their name and select if they're coming to the party or not. We can now remove the filter. If we want to see what everyone's bringing, they can either enter that in or we can create another chart. We can do so by copying what we already have. So let's select all of this. Copy. You can tell that the cells have been copied because the lines around the cells become a dotted line. We'll paste it right next to it. Let's remove the RSVP, right click, delete column, and we're going to title this one, What Are You Bringing? And then we'll do an item list. So we're going to remove this merged cell. Now we can see that these two items do not have the same formatting as these. So let's copy, format paint, and we're going to go over. Now that we've made changes to our What Are You Bringing chart, and then we can delete these two columns because we've now made a new chart. Delete CD. Now we're going to put in checkboxes so people can select what they're bringing. Now that we've received some RSVPs to the party, we can see how they've used the drop downs. We can also sort by this. Select sort. We're going to clear, and I just want to see who cannot go. When you have gaps in your information like this, copy the row, and then you can just delete the cells. Delete the cells and shift up. Delete these and shift up. We don't want to select to delete the entire row because if we did, that would delete everything in A, B, C through on, instead of just the empty cells we have here. Google Sheets is a great way to organize a lot of information at one time. When I was a bookkeeper, I would use Google Sheets to organize my POs and the items I've ordered from my location. And I would create a database like this. I would have my vendor name, number, the items I ordered, the number of items total, my PO number, the date that the PO was approved by purchasing, when I actually received the item, and if I received that in Munis, along with any notes. As we all know, items can sometimes come in damaged or missing completely. This way, I can keep track of what's going on and not have to remember everything offhand. To make my worksheet look like this, I use the same tricks that we just learned, such as filling the cell, setting the vertical align to middle, the horizontal alignment to centered, and wrapping the text. Some other features that you can use is to format the columns or cells. So I'm going to select these cells, go to Format, Number, and now Date. So now these will always be dates here. As the year goes on and you have lots of items that you've ordered, you can actually freeze the top row or any cell. So we're going to select this one because that is the row that we always want to see no matter how far we scroll. So after we select the row, we're going to go to View and then Freeze and then one row. You can do this with columns as well. As we click off of this row, when we scroll, no matter what, we will always see our headers. Again, you just select the row or column, View, Freeze, and then how many rows or columns you would like to freeze. We can also share this with our colleagues. I like to share my orders with the school secretary and my principal. This way, everyone has an idea of where items are that I've placed orders for. I will add them individually and give them commenting access. This way they can make comments but not remove my data. I can also copy this link to send that to them in a Google chat or an email. As people leave or switch job roles, you want to ensure that you remove their access. We will now go over how to create, share, and some features of using a Google form. Creating and sending a digital form is a way to gather information and opinions from a large group of people quickly and easily. By asking everyone the same questions, you get specific information that lets you know what your customers, coworkers, or students you communicate with think and need. Instead of meeting face to face or calling people one at a time to ask questions, you get as many answers as you need by sending out a single customizable form as many times as you like. Let's start a Google form to plan an event. We're going to select Forms, blank. We'll create a party invite from scratch. To start, we'll add a title and a description. This is the first text people will see when they take your survey. Use the title and description to tell the respondents what the form is about. Explain what you expect them to do, describe how you will use the information, and give them a deadline. We have now added a description and a title to our form. Our description lets our team know that we are planning a party for the end of the year and that everyone's invited. We're asking them to complete the form to RSVP and to bring an item. We are also setting a deadline, which is May 21st. We're now going to customize the theme of our form to make it look more appealing. Select Choose Image. You can use one of the preloaded images already in Forms or upload your own. We're just going to select one that's already been uploaded. Select this one and insert. We can also change the color of the theme. Now that we've added our theme and our color choices, let's add a question. In Google Forms, you can choose several types of questions and responses. Add questions that make the most sense for the type of feedback you're trying to receive. Add a multiple choice question to ask respondents to choose an answer from the options that you've provided. Our first question is going to be, which day works best for you? And we're going to create a multiple choice question. As you can see, suggestions are already added, and we can just select Add All. We can remove certain options, such as Sunday or Monday. We can also make this a required question. This means that before someone can submit the form, they must answer this question. If you'd like, you can also add images to your questions. Let's search in Google. We do day of the week, or let's do calendar. See if we can find a nice cartoon that we like. We can insert it. And then you can resize that. Make it as large or small as you'd like. Next, let's add another question to our Google form. Let's add a checkbox question. The checkbox allows the respondent to select which answer best fits them. You can also select for the respondent to type in their answer if one of the options above do not work for them. Again, we're going to make this required. If you're unsure of the answers that your respondents will give, create a short answer question. If you're going to have multiple questions of the same type, you can just duplicate the question and then change what you need. If you would like those that are taking your survey to rate something, you can add a linear scale. You will simply need to label your options, which is 1 through 5. So for this question, How excited are you for this event? They can rate from 1 through 5, 1 being the lowest, and 5 being the most excited. The paragraph question is a great option when you want to hear what respondents think about something specific or you are looking for ideas or suggestions. For this question, we are going to ask, how can we make this event special? This is going to allow everyone to create a long answer. When entering multiple choice questions, Google Forms has the option to go to section based on answer. The go to section based on answer in Google Forms lets you send people to different parts of the forms based on the answers, making the surveys more personalized. Now for our question, what item or items will you bring? Anyone that selects drinks will need to go to section 3 because we are going to ask, what drink will you bring? We will do the same with dessert. Anyone bringing a dessert will need to go to section 2 so they can enter what dessert they will be bringing. Anyone bringing chips does not need to continue the form. They can simply submit the form. We will have the same option for anyone that enters salad or that writes in their answer. Once we have completed entering questions and answers, we can select the I to preview what our form would look like. This allows us to view the form and answer the questions as if we were a recipient. We can see which questions are required and which are not. When you're ready to share the survey, click Send. This turns the form you've created into a useful communications tool. You can share your survey or form via email by entering the email addresses for the recipients. You can enter as many email addresses as you need. When sharing your survey or form via email, it is best to enter a message. This will let your recipients know why they need to complete the form and a brief description. Once you have all of your recipients listed and a brief message, hit Send. You can also share your form via link by selecting a link. You can copy and paste the link provided or shorten the link. Once it's copied, you can share the link in an email or through a chat message. As recipients complete your form, you will see the responses in the Responses tab. You can select the 3 dots if you would like to get a notification every time someone submits your form. To make adjustments to the responses of the form, you will select Settings. Click on Responses, and here we can limit to 1 response per person. We can allow the recipients to edit their response, and we can also allow for them to get a copy of their response if they'd like. You can show a progress bar or shuffle the question order. Shuffle the question order might be great to enable if you have a quiz for students. You can also make all questions required by default in the Settings tab. As the responses come in, you can view the responses in different ways. You can view the responses as a summary to your questions. First, we can see who responded to our survey. If you sent a direct email of the form, you will see who you're still waiting on. As we can see, this one person has yet to respond to our survey. For our question, which day works best for you, we can see that 5 people out of 8 prefer Friday, 2 on Tuesday, 1 on Saturday. And as we continue to scroll down, we can see the charts that have been created for our questions. This information will also help you to adjust your questions. How many will be attending? We can see that some people entered a number and wrote out the number. We may want to adjust this question to a multiple choice so that we can have a better chart and better summary for the responses. This also lets us know that everyone is excited for the event. And for our short answer question, what we can do to make this special, we've received some great feedback from all 8 recipients. You can view the individual question if you want to know what we'll be bringing. You can also view the individual question if you would like to see what items people will be bringing, whether they select 1 or 2 options. You can look and see what they've signed up to bring. Or by the end person. If we need to know what this person is selecting to do, you can select by that person. To view and work with the survey responses in different ways, we can export them to a spreadsheet. Click Link to Sheets, create a new spreadsheet, and this will be the title. and hit Create. Our responses are now in Google Sheets. Each row represents one person's response, and each column is one of our questions. You can make adjustments to your sheet to better organize your new data. As people fill out your survey, the data will be automatically added to the spreadsheet. Now that we've added a filter to our spreadsheet, we can sort by the days or how many people are attending or what items we're going to bring. Maybe we just want to know who's going to be bringing desserts. We now see these are all the people that signed up for desserts. We can send a group email. Or if we want to send an email based on department, we just want to email the IT3 team. We can now see who's on that team for us to email. Your Google form and your data for responses that is now in a Google Sheet will be stored in Google Drive, where you can access them at any point in time. If you would like to share your Google Sheet and data with a colleague, but do not want to add them as a collaborator on your Google form, you can select Share and then type in the name of the colleagues you would like to share this data with. You can add them as a viewer or editor, or you can simply copy the link and share that link in an email or in a chat. Now let's begin our introduction to Google Chat. To access Google Chat, you will sign in to your Google account with your email address. Select the waffle or hamburger menu to access Google Apps and scroll down to Chat. Google Chat is a communication tool that allows users to have text conversations and collaborate with others online. It's very similar to any other text messaging or instant messaging system, such as maybe Facebook Messenger or the WhatsApp. But this is integrated with your JPS Google Workspace account, making it a convenient and secure way to communicate with your colleagues and your teams. Let's walk through some of the features and benefits of using Google Chat. To create a new chat, you'll hit New Chat, and you can create a space and view your message requests, or simply message someone that you know. To search for someone that you know, just begin typing their email address. Then you'll hit Start Chat. Using a chat instead of an email might be beneficial if you have a quick question or to have a quick back-to-back conversation. You type in your message and hit Enter or hit Send Message. When you receive a chat with someone that you haven't yet started a chat with, you will see the option to accept or ignore the request. Google Chat also allows you to use the Google Workspace tools, such as creating a calendar invite through Google Calendar and attaching files from your Drive. We can hit Attach Files, then our Google Drive will open up and we can see all of our files. Simply click on the file you'd like to share, insert, and now you can share that in your chat instead of in your email. You can quickly go back and forth and have a conversation regarding this file. Just like in Google Docs or Word, you can adjust the formatting. We can send sites and links directly, such as when we share our TLC or Technical Learning Center site. Enter the link, jsbs.me/TLC, and then hit apply. So we can now see that Technical Learning Center is a link and that the person we've sent this to can access that directly. You can also send emojis, or if you're going back and forth in a conversation and it might be easier just to start a Google Meet, you can by Add Video Meeting. This will automatically generate a meeting room for you. And just like with any message, you'll hit your little arrow or triangle and you can pop into that meeting. You can also set your status for Do Not Disturb or as away, or set your own. On vacation, you can select for how long, maybe a week, enter a custom time. You can select any emoji that you would like. If you're at a conference or you're teaching, you can select exactly what you're doing, clear the status after today, or enter a custom time. I want to keep this status until Thursday at 4 o'clock. Set, because I will be in a conference for the next 2 days. Hit done. We'll now see our little emoji and what's going on, my status, away from my computer. This is also where you can edit your chat notification settings, such as what sound it'll make. If you want to receive an email, you can create your own schedule. If you have blocked users, you will enter that and manage those settings right here. You can view anyone that you've had a chat with from the main home screen, and you can also see direct messages on the left-hand side. You can have multiple people in your Google chat. So if you're having a group or team conversation, you can add as many people as you need. If you've lost a chat, you can use the search feature. I knew that I sent someone a message about a meeting, but I'm not sure where that is. We'll type in meeting, hit enter, and then you will see all the times meet or meeting was brought up in your Google Chat. You can click on the chat to view the conversation. Google Chat offers real-time communication for you to be able to collaborate with as many colleagues and team members as you need. If you need to collaborate with multiple people, you may want to create a space instead of a chat. A space is a large chat or meeting room where multiple people have been invited to collaborate or have discussions. Front office staff and support staff can also utilize this space. You can add a description, and then you can enter all the people that you want to add to that group. Please keep in mind that students cannot be added to Google Chats or to Spaces. You can open your space up so that anyone in your district can see, or keep it restricted so you must have an invite to be added. If you only want JCPS employees and staff members to be able to join, keep this box unchecked. Checking it allows folks to be added outside the organization, and then you can create the space. Again, here we can add more people, share a file, we can assign tasks, very similar to Google Docs. You can add a date and a time, what person. We have now created a task for one of our team members to create a meeting invite and send it to the entire staff. This is the date that that task is due by. Add, and here we are. Once it's done, we'll click it, and all tasks are completed. At the top, again, we'll see the files that have been added or shared. And in chat, we will see a log of what's happened in that space. So we have seen that a task was created and completed. This file was added. Who added the file, when. You can add files directly into your drive or add a shortcut directly into your drive from any documents or files added to the space through Google Chat. If you want to view any comments that were said about that file, right next to it is a little blurb. Click View in Chat and you will see that as well. If you would like to browse spaces instead of creating one, hit Browse Space, and these are all the spaces that you have not joined, but you could. Google Chat can be accessed from various devices, including your computer, your tablet, or smartphone. Some tablets and phones may require you to download the Google Chat app and sign in with your email. You can find this and other resources at jcps.me/TLC to visit our Technical Learning Center. Here, you can find our other PD offerings and view this and many other videos on the Digital Learning channel. Or simply scroll down, select Google for Education, and view all of our other Google Workspace or Google Classroom videos.